Welcome to Movie Reviews YT, your go-to channel where we peel back the curtains on cinema's darkest secrets. Today we're diving into Immaculate, directed by Michael Mohan, a chilling psychological horror that blends religious horror with spine-tingling suspense, delivering a nightmarish descent into faith and fear. The story starts with a hooded man grabbing his sister Mary's leg and breaking it. She falls unconscious, and when she wakes up, she's buried in a coffin with no one coming to save her. It's safe to assume Sister Mary was killed in that same coffin. From here, we shift to a young nun named Cecilia who has come from the US to join a convent in Italy on a one-way ticket. This wasn't her own doing. The ticket was arranged by the head of the convent, Father Sal Tedeschi. It's clear she was invited. Eager and full of purpose, she arrives at the convent's gates. Upon entering, she's greeted by Mother Superior, and Sister Isabel shows her to her room. Isabel is immediately rude to the newcomer and even warns her. There's still time to turn back before taking the vows that evening. God will forgive her if she leaves. But after the vows, there's no going back. Despite this, Cecilia remains steadfast. Even when she learns that her primary duty will be to care for elderly sisters near death, she chooses to stay. She soon meets Sister Gwen, and the two quickly become close friends. At the chapel, she prepares to take her vows and finally meets Father Tedeschi. He's kind and supportive, guiding her through the sacred ceremony. Later at dinner, we learn more about both of them. The father once pursued a career in biology before dedicating himself to the church. As for her, Cecilia shares that when she was 12, she fell into a frozen lake in Saginaw. Her heart had stopped, and doctors even declared her dead. But 7 minutes later, she miraculously came back to life. Since then, she believed God had saved her for a purpose, and that purpose she felt was to become a nun. Later, while in the chapel, she sees a hooded figure lying on the ground, wearing what appears to be a red skin mask. Mother Superior soon arrives and gives her a holy relic, a nail said to be the very one that pierced Jesus on the cross. As soon as Cecilia holds it, she faints. When she regains consciousness, she finds herself in a confession box. She feels phantom hands crushing her, then sees herself in a red-lit room where hooded figures stab her. She suddenly wakes up. It might have been a nightmare, or something more. As she continues adjusting to life at the convent, she experiences increasingly strange events. One night, an old nun cuts her hair while she's asleep. Startled, she wakes and gently helps the woman back to bed. It's all part of her duties, caring for the elderly sisters. During this time, she notices a cross-shaped scar on one of the old nun's feet. The next day, while chatting with Gwen during her bath, something shifts in her mood, and she becomes visibly upset. Cecilia gets a checkup from the in-house doctor, Gallo. Not long after, Mother Superior calls her into a room where a tense meeting is underway. Inside, Father Tedeschi, Mother Superior, Cardinal Merola, and several senior members of the convent sit in grim silence. The shocking news: Cecilia is pregnant, but this should be impossible. She's a virgin. She has never been physically involved with anyone. In light of this, the entire convent believes her pregnancy to be a divine miracle. She is treated with reverence, seen as a modern-day Virgin Mary. Many believe her unborn child is a blessing and that she may be carrying the next messenger of God. Despite the celebration, she is filled with confusion. Cecilia can't understand how or why this has happened. Her anxiety deepens when she vomits and one of her teeth falls out, a deeply unsettling sign. Meanwhile, not everyone is pleased with her rising status. Sister Isabel, fueled by envy, confronts her. Claiming that the miracle should have been hers, Isabel attacks and tries to kill her. She nearly succeeds, but another nun intervenes just in time, saving Cecilia. Thankfully, the baby remains unharmed. Disturbed by everything that's happened, she demands to be taken to a real hospital. But Father Tedeschi insists that the convent is the safest place for her and promises nothing like this will happen again. Soon after, the convent is shaken by another tragedy. Sister Isabel jumps from the roof and dies by suicide. Officially, it's said she was mentally unstable, but horror fans will see the red flags. Something isn't right in this convent. Cecilia begins to sense this too. Still, it's Gwen who becomes more vocal. She publicly accuses the superiors of hiding the truth and claims something sinister is at play. Her outburst leads Father Tedeschi and Deacon Enzo to take her away. That night, a painting of Mother Mary is hung in Cecilia's room. Behind it, she discovers a hidden message referencing 2 Corinthians 11:14. When she checks the passage, the verse reads, "Even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light." It feels like a warning. Driven by fear and curiosity, she starts investigating. In a drawer, she finds a file containing records of her childhood accident, proof that the church already knew about her past. Suddenly, she hears a noise and follows it, only to find Gwen locked in a room. Before she can react, hooded figures appear and murder Gwen in front of her. To her horror, the old nun who had once cut her hair enters the room. The woman presents a cross made from Cecilia's own hair. Terrified, she begs the old nun to escape with her, but the woman's expression hardens. She tells her flatly that there is no escape from this place. The next day, Cecilia starts bleeding heavily, as if she's miscarrying. Father Tedeschi and Deacon Enzo finally agree to take her to the hospital. After they leave for the hospital, a nun enters Cecilia's room and finds a chicken wing under her bed. It becomes clear she had faked the miscarriage. She had killed a chicken and used its blood to stage the scene, hoping to escape the convent. The nun immediately informs Father Tedeschi. From his expression, she understands her plan has been exposed. Cecilia makes a desperate attempt to flee, but both Father Tedeschi and Deacon Enzo catch her and drag her back to the convent. She is tied to a chair, and it's then that Father reveals the horrifying truth behind everything. Before joining the convent, he was a genetics expert. He had found remnants of Jesus' blood and bones on the nail relic, enough to extract a genetic code. Unable to get permission for such experiments anywhere else, he came to the convent, where he began impregnating nuns with the supposed Messiah's DNA. For over 20 years, he had been experimenting, implanting this genetic material into sisters in hopes of creating a new Messiah. But every attempt had failed. The fetuses were either deformed or didn't survive, until now. With Cecilia, something had finally worked. The child she was carrying was the first to be born healthy. When she was unconscious, the hooded figures had impregnated her. Now Father brands her leg with a burning cross. She is now at Dr. Gallo's in-house clinic, where Gallo is also revealed to be a mother superior. After the doctor leaves, Cecilia grabs a cross and kills her. She tries to escape, but her water suddenly breaks. In the chaos, she uses her rosary to strangle Cardinal Merola to death. Fighting through the pain, she enters Father's lab and sets out to destroy the ethanol stock. Just then, he arrives and tries to manipulate her again. But when he attacks, she retaliates. The lab catches fire, and Father is engulfed in flames. Cecilia escapes into the convent's catacombs, an area forbidden to all nuns. There she finds Gwen's corpse, confirming that many murdered sisters were buried here. Isabel, Gwen, they were all victims of this twisted mission. Just when she thinks it's over, the burned father emerges from the shadows. There is a fight between them where Father cuts Cecilia's stomach and tries to get the baby out. But Cecilia stabs Father in the neck with that nail relic and kills him. Cecilia finally escapes the catacombs and the convent. Now out in the wilderness, she goes into labor. The delivery is brutal. We never see the baby, but the sounds it makes aren't human. Its voice is animalistic, monstrous. Shocked and terrified, she stares at what she's brought into the world, then silently picks up a stone and stabs the baby in the neck. If this story sent shivers down your spine, hit that subscribe button, leave a like, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our next deep dive into the darkness. Comment below, what do you think Immaculate is really trying to say about faith and fear?